Ever since first appearing on our screens over 50 years ago, the Doctor has left an indelible mark on popular culture. From their instantly recognisable adversaries to their immensely quotable lines, the Doctor has managed to permeate into all aspects of British culture and, increasingly, global culture too. Nothing has traversed this better though than the Doctor's iconic outfits. Whether they're appearing on t-shirts across the world or fans are donning their own homemade versions, there is no doubt that finding the right outfit can be the difference between a successful or failed regeneration. However, unlike many other film and TV characters' iconic costumes, the Doctors are all famously, well, a bit weird. My name is Rich, welcome to Who Culture, and we are ranking every Doctor's signature style from worst to best. Number 14, the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker. I'm sure precisely none of you are surprised that old 6 is at the bottom of this list. It was the 80s, Doctor Who was in a rut, and this garish monstrosity did not help. Colin Baker himself was very critical of the costume, saying that he wanted something that would eventually more resemble what Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor donned. Both Perry and Ace referenced Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in the presence of this garb. I mean, Doctor Who could really do with some more musical numbers in my opinion, and the whole idea of this horrific coat was conjured by the infamous then producer, John Nathan Turner, who wanted this horrific taste in style to amplify the fact the Doctor was an alien. Alright mate, it's not like we already knew. Number 13, the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. While the question mark motif was a little more tasteful on the 6th Doctor's outfit, that really being the only part of the outfit you could call tasteful, it all went a bit full on with Sylvester McCoy's 7th Doctor. Not only did he swing around an umbrella with a honking great question mark on the end, his vest went a little bit too far with the punctuation. Sylvester McCoy is a great Doctor in my opinion, but this costume looked more like something a Question Master character would wear on a crapsy BBC game show, or how a knockoff Riddler would look in Batman: The Bootleg Adventures. Number 12, the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison. With the previous incarnation to Doctor 5 bringing the slightly more whimsical approach to the table, that we'll get to, the 5th Doctor took things one step further, decking himself out in full Edwardian cricket gear because, sure. In 1982's Black Orchid, the 5th Doctor did eventually play cricket on screen, finally justifying his peculiar costume choice. Speaking of peculiar, why celery? More important question, does he replace the celery when it starts to go off, or is this some kind of super celery? Boy, I hope someone got fired for that blunder. Number 11, the 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. Speculation was rife in regards to what Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor would be wearing. Revealed was a pretty standard Doctor costume. Long coat? Check. Shirt and waistcoat? Check. Recognisable footwear? Check. The red lining within said long coat was a nice callback to Pertwee though, admittedly. But then the Doctor decided to romp around in hoodies, sunglasses and play the guitar on top of tanks. A proper midlife crisis for the Time Lord. As much as Capaldi is arguably the most underrated Doctor of the modern era, his wardrobe was pretty uninspired. Number 10, the 1st Doctor, William Hartnell. The best thing about being the 1st Doctor is that you don't have anything to live up to. You established the style, and that's just what William Hartnell did. He began the trend of the Doctor standing out in a crowd. Though the flamboyancy was really at a minimum here, the long coat, layered garments, and almost professory look did begin here. Can we also take a moment to appreciate those trousers? Hot damn. Sacha Dhawan's master echoing that look in the most recent series was excellent. More of these trousers, please. Number 9, the 2nd Doctor, Patrick Troughton. Okay, now a Doctor has a style to live up to. Though there isn't a drastic change between Doctors 1 and 2, though the trousers remained, hell yes, they are discernible enough from each other to give these first pair of Time Lords their own look. Move over Matt Smith, Patrick had you beat to the bow tie game, though he didn't quip about it and the BBC didn't merchandise the hell out of it. Plus a recorder was involved because why not? Number 8, the 3rd Doctor, Jon Pertwee. When Doctor Who finally made it to colour, you'd have thought that Jon Pertwee's Doctor would have been rocking something Joseph-esque like the 6th Doctor did, but no. Instead we got long coats, ruffled shirts, tasteful red lapel trims and jacket lining, along with a smattering of martial arts. I mean, you can't wear martial arts, but he definitely wore it well. It was the first flamboyant Doctor garb and it definitely stuck in our memory. As already mentioned, the 12th Doctor's costume even paid homage to it. For the first foray into colour, it was a graceful approach to a new dimension of television. Number 7, the 8th Doctor, Paul McGann. After a few wardrobe misfires with the previous few Doctors, things were back on track for Paul McGann's outing as the Doctor in the 1996 TV movie. Rather than rocking up in cricket gear or looking like he's auditioning for his Amdram Society musical with Close Every Door, no I won't stop making Joseph jokes, the 8th Doctor went full-on Victorian gentleman for his short tenure. This dashing Doctor definitely stood out as the 21st century was rung in, so much so he played a bit of tonsil tennis with grace. I mean, hot man in oddly over-formal out-of-time gear? Sign me up. Number 6, the 10th Doctor, David Tennant. Screw bow ties and fezzes, suits and Converse are cool. I discovered this from both Doctor Who and High School Musical, but let's talk about Tennant. Whilst a tight pinstripe suit isn't exactly groundbreaking design, I mean you could get the tie from Debenhams, the almost colour palette swapping nature of this costume and glorious long coat made for a look only Dr. 10 could pull off. Plus the beauty of the simplicity made this Doctor rather easy to cosplay, provided you found that tie in Debenhams. It's definitely not the best costume of the lot, but you can't not love this cheeky chappie running about in a two-piece with a big coat. Number 5, the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. It's a tried and tested formula by now. Post-2006 Doctor Who is the era of long coats, and Jodie Whittaker's is no exception. The 13th Doctor pays homage to Tom Baker's incarnation with her tastefully striped t-shirt, and almost generally to Doctors past with the aforementioned long coat and suspenders. Turned up trousers and boots screams Matt Smith's 11th Doctor, and the interchangeable t-shirt colours is reminiscent of Eccleston changing his jumper every so often. This costume reaffirms that this is the Doctor, no matter what some folk might think. Number 4, the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. The first global smash hit Doctor brought back the bow tie, kicked off the fez craze, and made many superfans eat fish fingers and custard. Though it doesn't sound horrifically dreadful, I am yet to do it, and probably never will. Though Matt Smith's initial costume is pretty bland overall, his second costume gets all the points from me. The warmer, more huggable long coat, the matching waistcoat and trousers, pocket watch, and of course the bow tie, this second phase of Dr. 11's getup felt more Doctor than Matt Smith's self-chosen initial costume. This is definitely one of my favourites. Number 3, the War Doctor, John Hurt. The Russell T Davies era of Doctor Who was all grit and grins, and as much as he wasn't the mind behind the War Doctor, the costume here represents that transitionary period between Doctors 8 and 9. The tattered scarf and worn waistcoat, all shrouded by the battered leather jacket over the top, perfectly blends the drastically different styles of Paul McGann and Christopher Eccleston's Doctors. The bandolier cemented this incarnation as a warrior, but since it only had a Sonic in it, this was still the Doctor through and through. Number 2, the 9th Doctor, Christopher Eccleston. As said, the Russell T Davies era was gritty and dark, but still charming. Christopher Eccleston's Doctor represented a new start. Gone are the overly layered outfits, usually fitted with buttoned shirts, suave coats and lighter colours, and in comes the battered leather jackets, muted colour sweatshirts, and, well, that's it. This was a more subdued Doctor, someone tormented by their past but still holding it somewhat close since the leather jacket remained from the War Doctor era. This costume screamed, look at my character more than what I'm wearing, and we did. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Eccleston is the best, and the fact that you looked at him more so than his costume definitely contributed to it. That's why it works so well. And number 1, the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker. It's a fashion icon, a television icon, a pop culture icon. That scarf screams science fiction louder than entire seasons of other shows. Tom Baker brought vibrant colour to the Doctor, not only in terms of the costume itself, but also in the character. The whimsicality of a comically long scarf and pockets full of tat established the approach to costume and character every Doctor from then on took. There's a reason why Tom Baker is the most iconic and well-known Doctor, and the costume itself was something that amplified his personality and solidified his role in not only science fiction, but entertainment legend. And that is my ranking of all the Doctor's costumes. Do you agree with this order? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please subscribe to the Who Culture YouTube channel if you have not already, and you can follow us on Twitter at Who Culture. My name is Rich. You can follow me on Twitter at PickupChangeToe and on Twitch at RichIsLive. Please check out the Escaping Cerberus Doctor Who Rewatch podcast. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.